Test, test, test. What is up? How's it going? Sounds loud and clear for the mic on my end. Even though I'm not loud and clear, I'm talking really, really quiet. I can't believe it picks it up so well. What's up? I'm gonna actually just leave this stream starting soon screen up for a little bit and knock down a couple things. I'll be around in a bit. Looks like we're live on YouTube. Everything is good. Totally not expecting anybody to come. I don't even know why I'm on because somebody asked in the Broville Discord, when's the next stream? Just a day or two ago, and I was like, yeah, I really am just too lazy to. I haven't been streaming at all. I haven't really been playing Zomboid either much. Kind of got addicted to playing Doom after the QuakeCon, and then been playing Stardew a little bit with my brother, and just really, you know. Oh, I just noticed today too that there's a Build 42 update in Steam. Of course, it doesn't address actual time frames, and frankly, just reading it, it does not give me confidence that we'll see anything before the end of the year. So, my original guess of Christmas time might be right, but actually, at this point, I mean, it's 3 months away till Christmas. They're probably gonna blow that deadline. This does not. The way that they describe this update does not sound like code that's ready. It doesn't sound like it at all. It doesn't sound like stuff that can get done in crunch time either. So, just my 2 cents anyway. Just my 2 cents. Not that anybody cares or is here to hear it. But if you do stop by and hear this, I appreciate you. Really, I do. Really, I do. I don't even know why I'm here. I don't know why I'm here at all. So maybe some cool people will stop by. We'll have some fun conversations, but otherwise I'll just be stabbing some zombies on Zomboid out here promoting my public server Broville. So if you're looking for a place to come, don't even come. You know what? Don't come. Never mind. I'll put a link in the description and all that to the server Discord, and you can get the connection details from there. But nobody really plays here. I don't want to get your hopes up that people have been playing here. Actually, it's been pretty dead for some time. It's been pretty dead for some time. It's not a big deal. Things come and go. Very few things stay around. All right, listen, I'll be back in a couple minutes. See you soon. Meanwhile, enjoy this podcast I was just listening to.
Personality, a joke, you'll notice that it only knows like 3 jokes. That's like the only, it gives you like 1 joke, I think, most of the time, and sometimes it gives you like 3 jokes. And it's because the models are collapsed and it's silent. So when you're looking at any single individual output, you're just seeing a single example. But when you actually look at the distribution, you'll notice there's not a very diverse distribution. It's silently collapsed. When you're doing synthetic data generation, this is a problem because you actually really want that entropy. You want the diversity and the richness in your data set. Otherwise, you're getting collapsed data sets. And you can't see it when you look at any individual example. But the distribution has lost a ton of richness. And so it silently gets worse. And so that's why you have to be very careful and you have to make sure that you maintain your entropy in your data set. And there's a ton of techniques for that. As an example, someone released this persona data set as an example. The persona data set is a data set of 1 billion personalities, like humans, like backgrounds.
Oh,
like
yes, I saw this, yeah.
I'm a teacher or I'm an artist, I live here, I do this, etc.
So I believe this is what he's referring to, Persona Hub, redefining synthetic data generation with 1 billion unique perspectives. Looks like it's coming out of the Tencent AI lab in Seattle, and they're addressing the critical need for diversity in artificial intelligence data. It has a massive repository of 1 billion unique personas. There's a post that kind of visualizes kind of what they're talking about. So as you can see, you can have where you have your billion personas from personas hubs, for example, a moving
this is
company
even
driver,
work. I might
a
need to
chemical
restart the
kinetics
server.
researcher, etc. And so if you need a math problem, each one can be sort of made to have more diversity, more richness, etc. by kind of taking these one of these billion personas into account. Same thing with a logical reasoning problem or a user prompt to an LLM, for example.
The persona dataset is a dataset of 1 billion personalities like humans, like backgrounds.
Oh,
Like
yes, I saw this. Yeah.
I'm a teacher or I'm an artist. I live here. I do this, etc. And it's like little paragraphs of like fictitious human background. And what you do when you do synthetic data generation is not only like, oh, complete this task and do it in this way, but also imagine you're describing it to this person and you put in this information, and now you're forcing it to explore more of the space and you're getting some entropy. So I think you have to be just very careful to inject the entropy, maintain the distribution, and that's the hard part that I think maybe people aren't like sufficiently appreciating as much in general. So I think basically synthetic data absolutely the future. We're not going to run out of data, is my impression. I just think you have to be careful.
One of the interesting things about neural nets is a lot of our progress in this area, we're kind of mimicking nature or mimicking the human brain. So one of the conversations that takes place is, for example, at what point will computer neural nets reach the same sort of level as the human brain in terms of the number of connections, etc.
What do you think we are learning now about human cognition from this research?
I don't know if we're
One
learning
could
much about it.
argue that like figuring out the shape of reasoning traces we want, for example, is instructive to actually understanding how the brain works.
I would be careful with those analogies, but in general, I do think that it's
What do you think?
it's a very different
Should I,
kind of
should I
thing,
start fresh?
But I do
Go a whole
think
new
that
run?
there are some analogies
Kill my
you can draw.
character and
So
abandon
as an
the
example,
space?
I think transformers are actually better than the human brain in a bunch of ways. I think they're actually a lot more efficient system. And the reason they don't work as good as the human brain is mostly a data issue.
Someone
roughly
steal my
speaking,
cars?
with first order approximation, I would say. And actually, like as an example, like transformer memorizing sequences is so much better than humans. Like if you give it a sequence and you do a single forward-backward pass in that sequence, if you give it the first few elements, it will complete the rest of the
I
sequence.
wonder
and
if my
memorize
cars
that
just
sequence.
didn't load
And it's
or
so
if
good at it.
somebody
If you gave a
actually
human a single
ganked them.
presentation of a sequence, there's no
I
way
feel
they
like-
can remember that. And
feel
so the
like
transformers actually
they're
do think
there,
there's
they
a good
just
chance
didn't
that
load
the
because
gradient based optimization.
what's
forward,
the
backward update that we do
technique
all
to
the time for
fix
training
that?
neural nets,
Yeah,
that's
because
more
if
efficient
somebody
than the brain
came
in
and
some
took the
ways.
cars, they would have
And
took
these
the
models
car
are better, they're
charger
just
off the
not,
ground too, right?
yet ready to shine. But in a bunch of cognitive sort of aspects, I think they might come out.
With the right inputs, they will be better.
That's generically true of computers, though, for all sorts of applications, right?
And I think
Including
Sometimes it
input.
Yeah,
takes
exactly. And I think human brains just have a lot
a
of
little bit
constraints.
for
You know,
the
working memory is very small. I think
cards to
transformers have a
actually
lot
phase
bigger
in when
working
you
memory
load a
and will
chunk.
continue to be the case. They're much more efficient learners. The human brains function
Alright,
under
I
all
know it
kinds of
took a minute,
constraints.
but I'm gonna
It's not obvious
disconnect
that
and
human brain uses
reconnect.
backpropagation, right? It's not obvious how that would work.
I'm probably the first
It's
person to
very
connect to the
stochastic,
server in
sort of
some time.
dynamic system. It has all these constraints it works under, so ambient conditions, etc. So
I'll
I
turn this
think
down
that
even more.
what we have is actually potentially better than the brain, and it's just not there yet.
Interesting thing to think about if we've created something that's sort of better than the human brain, more efficient. We just need to figure out the right inputs to kind of like really take advantage of it. Similar to how back in the days we figured out, let's say the steam engine or some other ways of propulsion that were, potentially far superior
excuse
to
me.
something being moved by muscle, by ATP and muscle contraction, etc. And now you might hear a piece of machinery being referred to as having roughly, 20,000 horsepower. It's almost this absurd comparison, but what if in 10, 20, 30 years, we'll have some neural net or some software, some computer that would be equivalent to 20,000 human brains. And the basic infrastructure already exists today. We just need to figure out how to sort of make it work. And of course, if there
HBPs,
exists
human
a
brain
chip that's,
powers.
20,000 times smarter, somehow
Horsepower
better
is
at
already
various
a
cognitive
crazy
tasks than
metric.
your brain is, wouldn't you want that thing augmenting your brain?
How do you think about human augmentation with different AI systems over time? Do you think that's a likely direction? Do you think that's unlikely?
I should
Augmentation-
actually just do
augmentation of
streams
people
where I
with
literally
AI
just
tools.
do the stuff that I do every single night
I think in general,
that
absolutely.
keeps me
Because I
from.
mean,
Oh,
there's the
here's
abstract
my
version we're
cars.
using as a
So I
tool,
was
that's the
right.
external version. There's the merger scenario.
Wow,
you
look
know, a
how
lot of people end up
slow
talking about.
everything is
I mean,
loading.
we're already kind of merging. The thing is, like, there's there's.
Wonder if this
IO
is the
bottleneck
server
here, but for
lagging.
the most part, at your fingertips, if you have any of these models.
I
But it's a little
literally
bit different
don't
because,
even
people
know.
have been making that
My
argument
car's
for,
still
I think,
here,
40,
too.
50 years, where technological tools are just extension of human capabilities, right?
Yeah, the computer is the bicycle for human.
Correct. So,
Just an extension
but there's
of
a subset of the AI community that the way that we subsume some.
We'll see when we
dimensions of
interact with
future
some
AI
zomboids here in a
could be
second.
intersected.
Yeah, like the neural.
I wonder if I'm
Well, I was
infected.
about to say, yeah, the
actually.
subset of the community, I mean, that's, I guess, personified
It says
in
it's
the UI
September
process.
6th.
I mean, I feel
So,
like at this point you said that enough times.
Should I be
That's the
hot?
stance
I mean, I
that
know
some
it's
of this
77
would
degrees
be
Fahrenheit.
driver in AI safety, right? If AI
And I'm probably just wearing a bunch of
super intelligence,
bloody
right,
clothing or
things
something.
that's separate from us, well, that might be bad for us, right? It's part of
Let's see here.
existing. It's a kind of like the gut bacteria that we live with, right? It's sort of
Yeah,
this
I'm, like,
thing
getting,
we
like,
coexist with. One
super
needs the other,
chopping
then
on my
maybe
graphics.
things might be a lot safer. It would be a big step towards AI safety.
Exactly.
I don't think it's because I'm playing a YouTube video either.
I can definitely see that human feet is IO to
Nope.
us, and I see this as kind of like an exocortex. We're building on top of our neocortex, right? And it's just the
No, I
next
just
layer of
assumed that I was prepared, but do I actually?
Elon Musk,
I
in one of the
don't.
interviews,
I have
actually
one
reflected-
spear.
gave a very interesting way of looking at it. If you think about sort of how our brain functions, we also have
Let's get in
kind
the
of
car if you can.
different layers of it, right? So we have the kind of the older base.
Yeah, I think I'm
layers,
just
right?
gonna. I think I'm gonna go park this, drop all my stuff, and kill myself and start a new safe house. Start a new run. You know what? I'm gonna go up to the last active player in the server. Was a player by the name of Inkling. Inkling, shout out to you if you show up. He was in Riverside. That's where we're going. Riverside. I'm gonna go resurrect RS Gated on this server. I remember one time when the server was at its height and there were just tons of people on all the time. I ran, or I like teleported over to RS Gated to see what was going on over there, and it was just a whole bunch of kids just in open mics, just going on, and I was like, ugh, I'm not coming back here.
How did Andre put it? The exocortex, right? This
Big
kind of
heart
next
out to there to the
layer
kids that were playing.
allows us to have this incredible intelligence that is able to achieve those kind of base desires, right? Because if that super intelligence has desires of its own, that's when it gets a little bit iffy. That's when it gets a little bit scary, perhaps. But if it's really good at figuring out
why
how to
can't I
meet
drop
its
it?
goal, but
Oh, it's
we,
favored.
the humans, are the thing that sets the goals, well, certainly that's a little bit less scary.
Yeah, Accelerando, a book from the early 2000s, has a version of this where basically everything is substantiated in a set of goggles that are computationally attached to your brain that you wear, and then if you lose them, you must feel like you're losing a part of your persona or memory.
I think that's very likely, yeah. And today the phone is already almost that, and I think it's gonna get worse when you put your techno stuff away from you.
That looks weird.
Human in nature.
If you lose part of your intelligence,
No,
it's very anxiety-inducing.
A very simple example of that is just maps, right? So a lot of people now I've noticed can't actually navigate their city very well anymore because they're always using turn-by-turn direction.
And if we have this,
Oh, that's crazy.
translator, which I don't
I'm like literally just use maps to figure out the routes, so I don't have to use maps anymore.
I'm very comfortable
Like the
repurposing
only
that
time that I
part of
really
my
use
brain to
maps,
do
and
further
I'm like
research.
gonna use it, is to do a long distance travel where I'm going to places that I'm not familiar with the roads. Like that's just actually crazy to me.
Because it's made so transparent, and I think this might look similar, where people will just start consuming the things, and then when you take them away, you realize, like, I guess like people don't know what's technology and what's not. If you're wearing this thing that's always translating everyone or like doing stuff like that for you, then maybe people like lose the
basic cognitive abilities may not exist.
Yeah,
I think
like, by nature or like
We're gonna specialize.
You can't understand people who speak Spanish. Like, what the hell?
And next we dive into open source versus closed source, maybe some sort of an oligopoly of tech layers that control access to AI. What's better? Is it not your weights, not your brain, or is it
Do I still have a safe house? That's the question.
Doors and make sure that the bad guys
I
don't
do.
get it? What's the correct approach there?
How do you think like the
I
current
do
market
not.
structure of what's happening in LLM research? You know, there's a small number of large labs that actually have a shot at the next generation progressing training. Like, how does that translate to what people have access to in the future?
So what you were kind of alluding to maybe is the state of the ecosystem, right? So we have kind of like an oligopoly of a few closed platforms, and then we have an open platform.
Just
that is
crazy.
growing
I better
every
check
time.
to make
So
sure that my
like we
video
talk
is
about
working.
stuff.
Oh, I
And
still
this
have
is
it
a
on
lot
start
more in
stream,
open
don't I?
source,
Wait, I guess the
mechanisms.
stream
I do think that when this
started
stuff
now.
starts to, when we start to think of it as like an exocortex, so there's
my
there's
camera.
a saying in crypto which is like not your keys, not your
Yeah.
like, is it the
There it
case
is.
that if it's
What's
like
up?
not your weights, not your brain?
That's interesting.
What
'cause the
is
company
up?
effectively controlling your exocortex, and therefore
Yeah,
big bit
it
of
starts to
your-
feel
Right.
kind of invasive. If this is my exocortex,
Looks like everything is
I think people
working.
care much more about ownership. Yeah.
like you realize
I'm gonna pause this. It's distracting me. Alright, let's get some music or something then. I'm gonna need to fill the sound here. Where is the music? This is depressing music already. I'm a jogging guy. Looks like it was a new character anyway. One of the problems I was having is that I just kept dying right before I got to 2000. I get cocky, you know, and then I'm like, oh, it's like way easier now, and then I'm doing a lot more risky stuff because it's easier. And then you mess up one time and it's like, boom. It only takes one mess up. It's like the kind of game where even just a scratch can kill you. I'm finding it hard to bring myself to kill myself. I have 8 points to spend. Be a second. I think I'm gonna take Eagle Eye and Outdoorsman and just call it a day. What do we got? Oh, all right. That's what we're going with. On the garbage can. Throw it into a blender. What you doing, buddy? What are you doing? Yeah, I think I need to take him to the vet, actually. Alright, that's enough, buddy. Alright. This is not the petting a cat stream. I'll be right back in about 10 minutes. Or, not 10 minutes. I'll be back in a couple minutes. I'll beat this cat out. I got a paper bag, an old school piece of twine, and I tied the cat in the paper bag with the twine over its tail, and I threw it onto my neighbor's porch. So, hopefully nobody calls the cops on me, but it gets the job done. So, hopefully he won't be bothering us again. All right. Wait, did I pick Riverside? Yeah, I did. Never started in the trailer. I've never really played Riverside. I don't know where I'm going. Never started in the I didn't even know there were trailers out there, to be honest. That's what I was trying to get at. Wonder how hard it's going to be out there. I saw there were quite a few Z's right around the corner from my house where there was nothing there last time I was playing. Oh, that's nice. There's a lot of loot in here. No, I'm pretty much set now. Oh man, I actually was getting used to using strong all the time. Did I see I only have 12 carrying capacity? That's crazy. How do people play this way? It's pretty chill at the moment, but I need to acquire a weapon or something. Oh man, that was lucky. It's so dark. I can barely see. I wish I had cat's eye, to be honest with you. It's my only regret. Is this music that, oh my god. We hit the jackpot. That's crazy. How about that? Now I'm overweight though. With a knife? What? Don't cut yourself, please. They put that knife back. I took the mod off and I was like, all right, finally it's done. But the mod is actually in another mod, so it's still in there. So I never did figure out what mod it was in, to be, frankly, I'm just looking forward to Build 42. I'm going back to vanilla. I'm staying on vanilla. And, I mean, it's not going to change me coming back to play You know, like when you have the bug to play something, you play it, and then when you don't, you don't. This is my new safe house right here. At least I'm gonna come back here when I need to. That's crazy. There's no Z's out here. I was expecting to have to like run for a while and have it be a hot mess, but it's actually been pretty nice. Hear one. Do not see it. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Hitting spacebar was the worst thing I could have done there, too. If I had just moved, I would have been totally fine. This thing sounds like it's super loud and clanging like metal. It's like pitch black out there. See the symbol right here? That's actually the big brain symbol. Whenever you have that, your brain is a little bit bigger. Don't stop. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for, that there would be a road real close. At least I can see the Z's on this gray palette here. Oh wow. Picked up some customers. What's up, Carly? How you doing, my friend? Hope you've been well, dude. See you posting some good videos on a regular schedule. Just kind of cool. Well, not regular, but you know, I mean, like a quantity of them. I like that. I went back to go watch your I'm Back video, and I like that you had a little compilation of footages that you had captured. Be like, this is what I have in store. It was pretty cool. Oh my gosh, what am I doing here? I just picked up a whole bunch more. I'm gonna have to shake these guys. Hopefully the sun comes out and we'll be able to see what I'm doing here. Dark Souls 3. That's gonna be like a 20 to 25. Right on, man. I imagine the longer the video, the, you know, like exponentially the longer it takes to produce it. You know, I'm sure there's like, in some ways, you know, depending on what you're up to, you can probably knock down a long video, no problem. But if you have like 20 to 25 minutes of, you know, like information, and you're trying to get relevant scenes and all that stuff, you know, it's like, it seems like it's probably a lot, especially since like probably 20 seconds is like an hour's worth of work sometimes. Do you find yourself having to re-record like the script often, or is that not too much of an issue? Dude, Dead Space, 100%. I actually bought and played BioShock when Infinity came out. I played through the first game, and I had already beaten Infinity. I played that first. That's what made me go back to get the other two, but I liked Infinity. I thought it was interesting, and I wanted to go see, because it really was like, it was really strange. And so I had to go back to play the original to kind of understand where it came from, and it didn't really help me understand at all. So I never did play or finish too. Oh, right on. So you record the paragraph, like you just read the paragraph and like then you're done, and then at the end you splice it all together. Yeah, you know what, honestly, if I had BioShock 1 and 2 when they came out, oh no! Son of a... Ah! You got me. Darn jogger. I forgot about joggers. Should have been on my toes there a little bit more. Yeah, it makes sense, dude. Hold on, I'm trying not to get tilted. I'm just kidding. Let's see. I do want to get Cat's Eye though. So we get Outdoorsman, Cat's Eyes, and what do I need? 2 points. I can get 2 more. Speed Demon. Perfect. Yeah, bro. Well, hey, man, it's cool that you stopped by, dude. I appreciate you. I'm just out here chilling. Somebody in my Discord was like, yo, when are you streaming? And I was like, all right, I'll do it tomorrow. So I'm here, obligatory. I said I'd stay on for an hour. It's been 32 minutes. So I might stay on for about 30 more minutes, but just chilling and hanging out and being a man of my word, as men do. Dude, there's a jogger inside the building with me. Oh, I'm toasted. I'm gonna have to jump out this damn window. Fuck. Go, 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 go. No! Where is he going? I think I just got bit in the back of the neck as I was jumping out by the jogger. Yep, bitten on the upper right arm. Son of a gun. His run was over before it started, man. Alright, let's get... Third time is the charm. That's what I've learned in my life. The third time is almost always the charm. Working on a video for a game called Armies of Exego. Real-time strategy game, Lost of Time. Have you seen the and I'm definitely gonna check the video out when it comes out, dude. But have you seen the what is it, Stormgate? I was trying to remember the name. Have you seen Stormgate at all? I don't know if you still watch any StarCraft 2 creators, I guess you call them these days. YouTubers. Whoa, there's different layers to it? And it's multiplayer? Or is that like a single player thing? Yeah, I need to give Stormgate a go also, man. I haven't tried it yet, but I have been watching people playing it, like, you know, the YouTubers I watch. And I gotta say, man, it doesn't really interest me at all, actually. And I probably wouldn't pick up StarCraft if I hadn't played it when it came out, type of thing, you know? But I gotta say, like, what it looks like from the matches that I've watched, it's just like, it looks too crazy. Like, I think there's one race that doesn't even, like, build buildings. They just float all their stuff around, and people just float all their buildings over and build, and just rush your base and build in your base kind of thing. It's pretty funny. Yeah, dude, I mean, Warcraft was really, I mean, when that came out, it was pretty awesome, man. But it was back in Blizzard's heyday. Man, I got like a mosquito bite on my leg. It's killing me. Multiplayer, but of course, yeah, it's a completely dead game. Dude, you gotta become the pro, man. Start a tournament. And we need to raise awareness about this. Let's get into some gamer channels. We need to raise awareness about Armies of Exego. You know, it even has a name where the acronym for it is going to be overshadowed by a much more popular game, Age of Empires. So it's got like so many different angles. It's got it. Got itself on the back foot. All right, what was my build again? Outdoorsman and Eagle Eye and Smoker. All right, this time I'm not gonna die. This time I'm not gonna die. You hear that music? That's the music of not dying. Did I pick the right spawn location? Yes, and it put me back in the trailers again. I wonder if this is the very same trailer it had me in earlier that I looted already. Oh my god, I swear to god, it looks just like... I think this is the one... I think this is the one I started in my first run. What the hell? What are the odds of that? Closing in on 900 subs. Right on, bro. Almost back to 1,000. But didn't I see that you had like a Digimon video or something that had over 1,000 views on it? Like an actual video, not a short? I think it was Digimon. Must be a popular game. I was never super into Digimon, actually. I played Pokemon cards, and then when I heard there was a card game called Digimon, I was like, what the hell? Are they copying off of Pokemon? And I still to this day don't know the truth behind all that, but... Wow, it's just shy of 9K. Right on, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Got to keep that. I mean, you didn't take that long of a break, actually, so it's... You just got to keep the momentum up, I suppose. And also, I mean, obviously, probably you need to cover some games that are less obscure a little bit and sprinkle that in there now and then, because those are the ones that got a lot of views, right? It was the more popular things that people are searching for, because that's what it comes down to. I'm not really trying to do creating stuff at all, but I, for some reason, have been watching these drama YouTubers, and they literally talk about how to build a channel all the time. It's all the time, like all the different things. It's all they talk about. Like aside from the drama, I'm there for the drama, but I get some good solid knowledge out of it too. So I suppose if I was interested in that, I could push a little bit harder. Hell yeah, slightly newer shit. You gotta get on there and do an update for your Doom video for the Doom 1, Doom 2 game client, and do some like, just queue into some random multiplayer games and just get some footage of that with a shotgun. A lot of shotguns. Yeah, I just played through Doom 2 because of the update. And I was like, I'm gonna do this legit on ultra-violent and with the original thing without jump or anything like from GZ Doom. And it was a grind, man. It was a grind. It took me almost a week. I want to say it took me longer than 7 days to actually finally make it through. It was like one night I would do one level and it would take me like a couple hours of dying a lot to figure it out. But I'm never like memorized Doom, much. Might put it back on the channel. Wait. Keep my Doom video. You just keep it that way because that's your favorite thing you ever made. You can't, yeah, you don't want to overshadow the best, right? So you took it off your channel though? Is that what you just said? You took down the Doom video? Did it get like content struck or something? Not struck, but like claimed in a way that was like, okay, this is annoying. Alright, this is too much to just stomp with my feet. I need a fence or something. It's unlisted. Oh, you got it on a playlist though, so you can still get to it. Right on. I've been thinking about just going and unlisting all my content on my page. And just like, you know, shutting the page down. Just moving on with my life and getting off the internet. Think about it a lot, man. Might just happen. One day I'm just going to disappear. I suppose at the end of the day, all things in life, all people will one day just disappear. I'm going to sneak this kill in here. Get him. Got him. Need a fence. Yeah, bro. I'm never getting off of Discord or whatever. You know, if there's a new Discord that comes around that out Discords Discord, like back in, alright, so back in the day, it was AOL Instant Messenger. I used to have AOL Instant Messenger and ICQ. And I was get on IRC now and then, but really it wasn't my thing. My friends were on it. That's why I got in. I got into play Counter-Strike and shit. But there was a period of time where people were on GChat. Yeah, GChat with Gmail, and people were in Facebook chat, Messenger, and my AOL Instant Messenger was still a thing. And so I had a service called Meebo, which was just basically a multi-chat client that connected to all the different chat clients. You had it all in one place. And eventually that got bought and then discontinued. It was bought by Google and discontinued like within a couple months of being bought. And then after that, it was like Instant Messenger faded away. Really. And so, yeah, right. The Google did that a lot in the mid 2000s. You know, that would have been like 2009, around 2009, 10. I want to say yeah, like no later than 2009, I suppose. And then it was like, because AOL Semesters used to be where I would chat with my friends on the computer, but it just disappeared, and I never really kept in touch with all those people. So there was like a ton of people that I used to interact with. Like I used to talk to them a lot when I was a teenager, and I have no idea who they are or how to get in touch with them. I never will communicate with those people again. And they'll not know it was me because it was over text chat. It was like people I met in chat rooms and stuff and like made music. People who made images and stuff like that with GIMP, like the old Linux free Adobe Photoshop from back in the day. I think it's still a thing actually. But anyway, so I mean, like people you meet and you're like in a clan with in a video game, and you play the video game for a couple years, and you know you become real close friends with them, but then they stop playing or you stop playing, and you never were in touch outside of the game, and like you never get in touch with them again. And like you spend a lot of time together, like you were homies back when you were like an impressionable period of your life where you're gonna remember that for the rest of your life. It's like a really weird thing, actually. You know, in person relationships that are like have less of a chance for that kind of thing to happen that way, but it still happens. It just seems like you go through it a lot more. Yeah, fuck Adobe. I noticed that the internet is going crazy, like why you should uninstall Adobe. I saw a whole bunch of people I follow have done Adobe videos recently. It's like, must be trending. But dude, I fucking said fuck Adobe like 12 years ago, or even longer, man. And when Adobe Creative Cloud came out, I was like, what the hell is this garbage? I will never install Adobe on my computer again. And that was like 10 years ago, man. It was a long time ago. That's one of the most pervasive pieces of software. One of the like heaviest, invasive, unremovable pieces of software I've ever experienced. And I never want to have that on my computer if I don't have to. I use Google Chrome. I know it's probably just as bad, by the way. I use Google Chrome to read my PDFs, and I always have. That's hilarious, dude. I bet I was shitting on them a lot, dude. Man, listen, Adobe used to like... Oh, man. I could go on and on for days about it, actually, but yeah. Adobe, that is the most annoying thing, you know. Well, if you're an IT guy anyway, you know, it doesn't really matter. The thing is I learned in my life is nobody cares about this software shit, you know. The people who do care are so rare. Like, to actually care. Why am I going on? I'm just like a huge nerd. Why am I going on about it? Why do I care so much? Why do I? I'm gonna have. This is why I drink, man. You know. Why do I care so much? Oh, we're gonna get a kill in here, actually. Oh shit! That was risky as hell. All right, where are we at? Actually, I'm just been running on autopilot here. Yeah, bro. That's cool. We can nerd out together. We're homies like that. Yeah, I stopped being a programmer professionally for several years. I was just doing landscaping and stuff, but I never stopped being a developer. And I'm actually really happy to be working in IT again. I did miss it. But I very much miss landscaping too. I just wish there could be money in it the same way. Oh, hell yeah. Like a YouTube channel? You've been doing videos on another channel? Is that what you're saying? Hell yeah, bro. Send us a link, dude. You're on Twitch, right? Yeah, drop a link in chat, dude. I'll make sure I subscribe to it. Oh, right on, dude. Right on. I follow a bunch of those. I don't watch them that often, to be honest with you. In fact, I very often get on and like almost every day, I look at my subscription on my phone and I scroll through what has been posted by the people I follow. And I scroll through most of it. I'm about to start unfollowing a bunch of stuff because I just like, it's like multiple posts a day on lots and lots of channels I follow, and it's just garbage. It's just garbage that fills up my subscription feed. And the subscription feed, by the way, is so much better than the recommended, like the front page stuff. It's like, I literally follow these people for that content. Like, this is what I want to watch. Man, I'm in a hot mess right now. I need to get safe before I click on that link. Hell yeah, bro. Is that your homies, like, just generally, or you got some people locally? Just internet homies or local homies? Just curious. And I don't see any safety for a minute. I'm gonna have to use some expert dodge tactics here. Yeah, man. I know that feeling, bro. I moved 8 hours away from where all my homies are. I haven't lived there for years. That's part of why I stopped streaming years ago. Because I literally lived in the middle of the country and just didn't, like, have the internet. I had, like, one megabyte upload speed or something ridiculously low. Oh, dude, that is awesome, actually. I miss living in the city, actually, because I used to be able to walk everywhere I want. Oh, right on, bro. First time since COVID. Oh yeah, you gotta shake those COVID pounds finally, bro. I feel like I'm the heaviest I've been since COVID, actually, like literally the heaviest I've been over the last year. Ever since I've gone back to working in the office, I really need to get on the exercise grind. I gotta get to it. I'm just not doing enough like outside chores and stuff to keep up with the... I'm spending too much time in the chair. I'm gonna lose it all. I'm gonna lose it all. I still feel strong and I have like plenty of endurance and all that, but I just yeah, I like feel like my clothes are tight and I feel fat. So even though I was not skinny at my lowest weight by any means, I was a lot skinnier than I am now, though. Right on, bro. Yeah, what are you, like 6 foot something? I'm like 5'6", dude. I weigh about 300 pounds right now. Yeah, I'm like almost a foot shorter than you are. I'm a short guy, bro. I'm short and wide, like a dwarf. 6'3" monster. 6'4" and weighs a fucking ton. You ever? Oh, well, that's actually like an American thing. Never mind. I was gonna say, you ever see that Washington video? Six two and oh yeah, every man wants to round their height up. I mean, some days on a good day I'll measure at 5'7", but I'm 5'6", dude. That's what it says on my license. Yeah, I think that every guy that's 5'10" and 5'11" is about 6 foot. I think that's the way that works, but once you get down short like 5'6", where you're not even going to be able to pretend, you just got to give it up, you know. And then when you go lower, then your ego has to boost up to like make up for it. I'm like in the perfect median spot where, you know, I'm just like beefy enough and like and scary enough looking that people don't say anything. That's why I grew this epic beard, you know, like so I don't have to deal with it, you know. 5'7", 2 different measurements. That's funny. 6'2", 2 different measurements. Yeah, bro. I mean, it's not. I mean, it only matters. Literally, only matters if you are looking for like a mate, or you have something to prove, like you want to be better than other people. And so if you don't have those two things, you know, if you're like humble and you're also like don't care. What the hell is that? What? What is that? I've never seen that before in this game. No, run! That was a distraction for this freaking running zombie here. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the game that I'm playing. Literally distracted by the thing I'm supposed to be doing. Right, that one with the red hat is actually the jogger. Let's see if I can... No, this isn't. Had it, but I moved too far to the... Oh, no, it's all over, actually. Oh my gosh, man. All right, right on, brother. Yeah, I appreciate you stopping by, Carlac. I don't know if you're still there listening, but... Appreciate you, homie. So, damn, I missed. Oh, alright. This game. Oh, yeah. Oh, I missed it again. Oh, no, I got bit. Oh, it's over. They got me. Why am I playing this game? I ask myself that a lot. Why am I playing this game? Alright. This time, we're not messing around. My main problem is I got distracted chatting with Carlac. I need to not do that. Not dexterous, but outdoorsman. smoker. Not that I had anything anyway. I literally was just walking around chatting the whole time. That's kind of trippy. It's like somebody's been in this house. This is the same house I started in. I started in the same house again? No. But does this have weapons in it? It looks like a survivor house. Alright, it didn't keep the Z out though. I saw there was a bunch more out there. Hopefully I don't hopefully they don't come in here. Right? Oh god. He bit me too. You have got to be shitting me. Man, I'm rusty. I'm rusty as hell. That's cool. Yeah, that guy could really take a bite too. You know what really happened? I got too comfortable in the last house I was in. It was so hooked up. I had so much stuff. What's up, brother? I died again, and then I died again. I died twice before you came back, my friend. Oh, I need to pick smoker here. Alright, we got it this time, actually. That's funny, bro. I appreciate you. Same here. Same goes for you, man. It's hard. It's actually hard to reciprocate real, heartfelt, like comments and stuff. You can't just say, "Oh, same to you." This just doesn't come off right. Even though it might be the case, it doesn't come off right. Always try to make sure that you seize the right moments. Because life is fleeting. It really is. Oh, look, there's some clones here. At least we have a fence. A couple fences. This really isn't that bad, actually. Alright, this time I'll be a little bit more serious than I was being there. Come to me. This is the classic zomboid move right here. Normally you want to make sure, if you can, you want to make sure there's nothing else that you're going to drag going around the house, but I got lucky there. Look at that. Nothing on me. When the Z's don't see you anymore, like line of sight, like literally the frame before, it's like it feels like instantly they become distracted and they'll jump through a window or go into a door. So if you just walk a whole side of a building and then turn the corner and run away, like a lot of time you can save yourself. Let's see if there's anything in this house here. Oh no. You're trying to make as little noise as possible is very helpful. I see the front door is open and I'm over here banging the window. But that's life. That's how life works sometimes. That big hedge on the side there is a perfect place to hide a zombie to really mess with people. You might do an updated Project Zombie. Hell yeah, bro. I'm down for that. I don't even care if you did that, dude. I would appreciate another zomboid video just because I thought that was a really good video, actually. I watched that video before I actually played the game. And so I suppose I'd have a different eye on it now. But I thought that was a really nice video. It was like short and sweet, and you showed some cool things, and the game just seems pretty cool. It actually is pretty cool. It's a fun game. This new build that's coming out is gonna change. It's gonna change it a lot. And I wonder if it's gonna take some of the charm away. I guess we'll see. Oh yeah, bro. Let's get out. Dude, there's so many public servers. There's a million of them. There are some YouTubers out there actually that their entire channel is dedicated to just making like the zomboid, or at least it started just making zomboid story videos, like about their character and their survival, like recording all of the gameplay, editing in all the best moments. So you can even play guitar in this game, bro. I'm actually playing as a heavy metal band right now. Very effective. Yeah, I gotta say, actually, just as far as the actual feeling of the game it is to play, I really hope they don't change that too much, because it's perfect. The way that it actually feels, like the move keys, the jank of the back and forth movement, trying to turn around and aim, you know, like everything about that. Jogging and stopping, running into walls, getting scratched by trees when you walk through them. All that stuff. Like, I think that's what really makes the game. And I've always thought, you know, like, the feeling that you get from, like, actually controlling it with the controller, like, the actual interaction, is the most important aspect of a game. So when a game feels really chuggy, like, for instance, Skyrim is a game that feels super chuggy. Like, it's, like, really sluggish feeling. It can really break a game. Like, make the game crap. So if it doesn't have something else to really, you know, back it up to make it worth dealing with that jank, then it's probably not going to be a successful game. I need some food, don't I? No, I don't. I got food. I mean, if you have a weapon, you have food, like, you basically have everything you need in this game. Get some water, I suppose. I don't have any. Oh, I'm so used to playing with, like, thirsty, hungry, like, every single negative trait. I'm so used to having all the negative traits. I'm not actually used to, I'm not used to being fat. I'm used to being, like, everything, dude. And so earlier I was, like, running for a while, and I'm like, man, I'm just running forever. I'm not tired yet. This is crazy. Oh, man. The actual interaction with bags could definitely use a little bit more, but they'd have to do something to keep it being as slow as it is. Just the interface of dealing with these windows up here could use something. I wonder what they have planned for that, or if they're going to keep it, because there's actually completely different UI, because I believe this is on consoles or something. But it has a controller UI that interacts with things a little differently. But I definitely, like, agree with the concept of adding a barrier to make it, like, harder to get the items out, so that, you know, you can't just insta-take, like, 1,000 things from a corpse while you have, like, 50,000 zombies chasing your ass, you know, like, it definitely needs to have that, because that's what makes the game, you know. It really is what makes the game. So I would not be surprised if they don't change that, or at least in this next big build. Yeah, it should take time in a sense, for sure. Was def. Yeah, actually, I got a couple people who play the server, and they always play def. And with all these mods on, there's a car that has a turbo, and it makes a turbo sound, and it's the only sound effect in the game that's not blocked by def. So I think I actually captured this in a YouTube video, them telling the story about it just a couple streams ago. And so that's a really funny story, man. Like, def sounds fun, but I've never had the balls to try it. Like, the sound is the most important thing. I take the things that make you hear further, man, because Like hearing those Z's breathing and stuff is what saves my life every time. I'm like, oh gosh, there's Z's around here. Be alert. And so I feel like every time I try to watch videos, watch YouTube, and play the game, I'm dead. I'm not gonna hear them come up on me. I'm just gonna die. Wasn't I just in this house? Yeah, that's actually a really bad part. I cannot play a game and talk at the same time. I've never been good at it. I'm terrible. When there's voice chat in the game, I'm 100 times worse at the game. I cannot do it. I'm not built that way. And I haven't really been getting excited for any new games at all or anything, like for a long time. This is like the first, like I kind of got this on a whim. I don't know if it wasn't around when you did your video. Maybe it was. Maybe I just saw it on winter sale or something, and I was like, oh shit, I wanted to get that, and it's only $6, or I think I got it for $6. It was so cheap. I had to swap to YouTube. Twitch died. Never use voice chats in game. I hate it. Yeah, actually, okay, so I used to play Team Fortress like crazy, and there just came like a period of time, let's say this was 2009-ish, like it had been out for a few years, and all of a sudden a new wave of voice chatters came through, and they were just blasting music over their microphone or just screaming, and it was obnoxious, and it literally like spanned up voice chat and made me literally disable the voice chat in the game, so I couldn't hear anybody and I couldn't broadcast. So I just fully shut it off so I didn't have to deal with the randoms coming through, because I played the shit out of Team Fortress, and I always played like random public servers and stuff like that. And there were a couple servers that I had favorited, but they were always full, so I would like kind of surf between whatever's not full and then like go find another one. Usually on Steam back then, I mean, I don't know how you do it now, but on Steam back then I would just search for the servers and reverse it, sort it by how many players are on it, and then check the checkbox to not show the full servers, and then pick something from the top. I would usually it was like a map. Right? I actually think, I want to say that I feel like I saw the OG Steam server list thing is still sort of built in. I'm not sure about that. Oh, run. Oh, that was close. Actually, sometimes you can kite backwards, but there's like, yeah, I don't know, it just has a certain look. You're like in a certain position, they're in a certain position, then all of a sudden it's like, you're definitely gonna get hit if you try to take one swing. You're definitely gonna get grabbed. And I've died 1,000 times. I can just kind of see it, you can sense it, but so it's tough to explain. No, for sure. If you see two Z's shoulder to shoulder and they're right behind the one you're targeting and they're close to it, you probably shouldn't take the swing. It's not worth it. Like that, two shoulder to shoulder is really dangerous. You can get them when they're like, you know, staggered. Like one's in front of the other and they're kind of shoulder to shoulder, but... Alright, my cat's going to get me killed right now. Hold on a second. This is the second time he jumped up here tonight on stream. I don't know, I'm gonna have to log out or something so I can deal with this. I don't have it anywhere. Oh, what is this? What is this? What is going on right now? And there's a jogger after me? What is going on right now? All right, hopefully you insta-log. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but hopefully you insta-log. All right. All right, buddy, that's enough. That's enough. Hmm? Calculated risk. Yeah, sometimes in this game you take calculated risks, that's for sure. Oh, calculated risk in regards to your last message, where you're talking about this either. I think it was just after you released your video, bro, because I'm pretty sure I didn't have it at all when I saw your video, and I was like, holy shit, that's right, this game. And I had seen a video about it at some random point years and years and years and years ago, and it looked a little different. And I was like, that looks really interesting. And it was said it was in like beta or probably said early access, and I didn't know what early access was. But I then like kind of just stopped thinking about it, and so the fact that it's still in early access like 12 years later is actually hilarious. Like early access is actually just a vehicle to fund a company with subscription fees type of thing. Even though it's like a one-time thing. Hold on a second. I'm going to go throw this cat into a dumpster real quick. I actually tied it in a paper bag earlier with the piece of twine with his tail sticking out and threw it on my neighbor's porch. But it's like Houdini, dude. It's like a Houdini of cats. It escaped. It came back. It's here right now. He's a bad boy, I'll tell you what. Yeah, it does feel like a real game. You know, it's not, like no time is put into the story at all because it's got no story, you know. They just worked on making sure all the stuff's kind of like period accurate to an extent, but continued to operate as if it's like a game. And I think it's kind of funny if you go look into the like origin of the game. Man, I need to take this guy to the vet. I'm gonna have to call him tomorrow morning. I'm gonna have to put the cone back on him, and I know it. They're gonna be like, "Oh, put the cone on him." And I'm like, something else is going on here. You guys look at it closer this time. Ah, man, he's gonna hate that cone. I felt bad for him when he had it on. Oh, man. I mean, I don't feel as bad jamming the medicine into his face, but the cone I felt particularly bad about. Yeah, they do have some scenarios. And I think the game is originally like the very first like alpha build or whatever had a scenario that you played through essentially. And it's like it's still available. Somebody like one of the fans recreated it in a later build, so they like brought it back essentially. And there are some like featured scenarios. You can start the game in the scenario, but yeah, it's definitely like without the NPCs in the game, it's going to be really hard to go past where it's at right now, you know. So next build is, I don't think it's going to have NPCs in it. We'll see. I know it's going to have like crafting expansion, animals, and so forth, but actual NPCs might come in build 43. So I'll just have to see for that. All right, give me a minute. I'll be right back. Is my mic still? Is my headphones still? Looks like they just went out. Can't hear anything now. Sorry, I'm not winning right now. Losing at zomboid. Cat's getting me killed. At least I got Karlak here to keep me company. That makes it all worth a lot more. Appreciate you, homie. It's kind of like the old days, dude. Like 10 years ago, just me streaming and nobody's here, and then randomly Karlak shows up and starts chatting. Keeps the stream going. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, that's the problem, you know. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm not sure, you know, like when I'll get back to playing a lot more, you know, like I used to, because when the game is doing fresh, you know, you got like the bug for it, but after, there's no like big end game thing. It's like really, once you get to a certain point, you're set up and you're pretty much invincible. Then it's like, and you've gone out and got all the stuff. It's like, what more do you do? And I mean, don't get me wrong, almost every game faces this. And so, but like Minecraft, for instance, it has even the same kind of cap, even though the game's kind of about collecting and building. But the way that it's been fixed in the past is there are mods that come out that are able to do certain things to add like economy and so forth into the game. And those kinds of mods are so hard to make for this game. It looks like there are a handful, but it's so jank. And so, you know, this new build's gonna add a lot of crafting stuff. It's probably gonna really spice up the game, make some of the materials more valuable for player trading and all that. Hell yeah, I remember learning StarCraft builds. God, I still love StarCraft. I was getting the snot pounded out of me last night, dude. I was getting really kind of frustrated with my friends. I was playing with my friends, and every time I play, every Sunday we play StarCraft every Sunday night, and every time we play, they're like, "Okay, I'm gonna go carry, or Sean, you carry us. You keep us safe." Every single game, both of my teammates are going for all like mono void rays or carrier, and I'm like, dude, you cannot. And their builds aren't like, you know, build some zealots, build some stalkers, you know, get a robo out there and have an observer, blah blah blah, to like get themselves up there. Like maybe build a couple phoenixes or an oracle or something for early pressure. It's not like that to get to carrier. It's like go straight to carrier and have no defense, have nothing. And it's so frustrating, because I'm like, dude, you can't play against higher level people and do that. They're gonna scout it and they're gonna build a freaking massive army and rush you at 6 minutes. It's not really a rush, but early pressure you 6 minutes and rock your world. Three players going one base is really hard to stop them if they all attack together. If your team isn't all three together one base and you get hit at like 4.5 minutes or 5 minutes, you are toast. It's over, man. So like the last game I played I should pull up the freaking replay from this. I was so pissed, dude. But I got my whole base rocked, of course, and like I had one of my friends was protecting me with his one battle cruiser. He was killing the lings that were rushing me with a battle cruiser, and it was like Reapers too. And so after, it was Reapers and Marines. That's right. And so after like that's then it's from like 4 minutes to 12 minutes is what I was looking at the graph. That's when I first started building army units again, is at 12 minutes. So anyway, I look at the graph after the game, and my friend's army supply is like every single person on the other team all added together. His spike, it's like he's up at 100% and the next highest player is at 50%. And he's got the army value like while I'm being attacked at like 6, 7, 8 minutes. I'm like, what the hell were you doing up there, bro, that you didn't come? I mean, you weren't attacking him or anything. Like, I'm trying to understand here. Like, all right, man, I'm going to bed. You guys, I'll catch you next week. Oh man, I mean, I wasn't actually furious first, dude, don't get me wrong, but classic StarCraft. Try not to get addicted again, dude. It's impossible, man. If you dip in just a little bit, you won't be able to stop. Diablo 2. Oh my gosh, man. Diablo 2. I got the, what is it? Was it Reforged? I want to say, I forget what the name of the remaster was, but I got that. And I played a ton for like 2 months. I played a ton. And then it was like all of a sudden one day I was like, yeah, that's about it. That's about all I need to do. I'm not really feeling it anymore. And I haven't returned. I have not installed it or resurrected. That was it. That's right. I kind of want to play Diablo 1 remastering, because I did try to play it a few years ago and had a really tough time getting it to work on my computer. I still have my disc from it, my CD, but I don't even remember. I think I bought it through Steam, but I have to go into the web page into my account to get the downloader for it, or the installer. I mean, Reforged was Warcraft 3. Ah, that's right. I never played I never played Warcraft 3 that much, so I wasn't like getting out of shape for that particular remaster, but I thought it was hilarious, the heat it got. I thought that whole drama, the heat it got, was so funny. I watched it, like the night that it dropped and that drama came out. Of course, I followed StarCraft people, so I found out right away. I made my brother watch the stuff because he played the games back. He's not a huge gamer like us, but he played the games back in the day. He thought it was pretty funny. Yeah, Diablo 1, man, that game is like, it's iconic for me, man. I mean, I got that before Diablo 2 came out, and I want to say, like, I remember the first time I saw it. I was in a CD, some kind of like music store that sold CDs. And my dad was going to pick out an album or something from a band that he really liked. And I was standing at the counter, and the guy behind the counter was playing it on like the TV. He had it on the TV, and it was like really like a big like store display thing. And it was just it looked so cool. I've never seen a game like it. And I'm like, what is this game? He's like, Diablo. And then like a couple months later, my dad wanted to buy another copy of StarCraft so we could play multiplayer on 2 computers. He was going out to buy another StarCraft one, and there was a battle chest. It was StarCraft and Diablo 1 in a battle chest. And that was how he got Diablo 1, and it was so worth it, dude. And then Brood War came out. It feels like 2 days later, my friend's like, oh yeah, new StarCraft expansion's coming out. It's going to be awesome. And the rest is history, man. Brood War is a fine game. You ever play actually StarCraft 1? You should play Brood War with me sometime. Yeah, Diablo 3 was so refined, man. I was playing this. I mean, I played the shit out of Diablo 3 way more than I ever played 2 or 1. And I played it like back when there was Inferno and stuff. And then I stopped playing I played it like launch and then for like a year. And I stopped playing it. And when I came back and it had all the cool stuff. This was right before like Nephilim Rifts, I want to say. But after they had done the looting stuff, very, very, very much improved the game. Like that game is so good. Like it felt like every season they were bringing something new every season. And so when Diablo 4 came out, because I had played Diablo 3 and it's so fast and I'd played it so much, when I started playing Diablo 4, I just could not get into it. I just didn't like the look of the game. I didn't like the slowness of it. I felt really bored. And I just couldn't get into it, man. And for the kind of the same reason, I never really could get into Path of Exile. I just felt like it didn't have enough cartoony colors, I suppose, like Diablo 3. Diablo 3 that game looks good, man. That's a good, fine looking game. And somehow Diablo 4 did not improve upon the look. Although aspect ratio wise, going up and down hills looks cool as hell in Diablo 4. I will give it that. And I never finished Diablo 4. I'm not hating on it or anything. I just didn't get past Act 1. I was too bored to get past Act 1. It's the second worst. What's the worst Diablo? Do people say that Diablo 1 is the worst Diablo? Really? Man, that game was really fun when it came out. I mean, I know a lot of games are dated like that. They were fun at their time, but they don't really hold up as much, or Oh, more. Oh my god, dude, it's so bad. I forgot about it. It's that bad. I downloaded that because it was free to play, right? I think I downloaded that on the computer and I never played it. I downloaded it and did not actually play it. So I'm not really entirely I'm not really entirely sure what the gameplay is like on that. I wonder what is going on with Diablo Immortal? Is it doing just fine because in like the Asian market or something it's like highly popular? Diablo Immortal today. Hold on, there's a Reddit for it, the 100,000 people. $9,999 wisps. It's possible. Here's the guide. Okay, they have a 2024 development roadmap in a very, oh my god, dude, a very active Reddit community. Holy smokes. I mean, I'm just seeing post after post after post posted just today. That's crazy. I don't think I would have imagined that was actually so played. $2 million a day off microtransactions. Dude, I need to make myself a game with microtransactions. Did you see the Doom microtransaction mod? That was actually a really funny meme. So when you say you need to spend money to get anything, like, are you talking about it's like as you play the game with the loots and the loot drops and stuff, it's like you barely get anything, but then if you spend like a couple gold, you get a loot crate that's guaranteed to have good rolls type of thing? I'm just trying to understand because I literally never played it, so I don't really have a good way to frame it in my mind. If it has the same kind of gameplay as Diablo, it's hard for me to imagine what they do with these microtransactions beyond skins and stuff, like to make it get that much money. Little game DLC quest. This freaking YouTube has a little heart icon at the bottom right, and it covers the chat of the most recent message for some stupid reason. I don't know who designed this shit, but it's pretty garbage. Drop rates are awful. You get X amount of dungeons, etc. without spending money. Oh. Wait. You can only run... Wait. You can only play the game for so long if you don't spend any money. You can only do it so many times per day without spending any money. That's what I hate about it. That's everything I hate about games. That's literally the thing that I hate the most about it. I mean, I've never bought a DLC for a game. I don't know if I've ever told you that. I as far as I know, I've never willingly bought a DLC myself for a game in all these years. I bought the complete edition of Skyrim, like with Anniversary Edition, I mean. And I've bought the complete edition of SimCity 2000 or SimCity 5 or Remastered, just SimCity 2013. That's it. But I never like bought a DLC. I like even DLCs I think are absolute trash. I hate the idea of it. I bought expansion packs for video games. So like WoW, I guess, are they called DLCs or are they called expansions? You know, I bought the WoW expansions to play because you needed to buy them to play like that content on the, you know, with your friends and stuff if they play the game. But that's it, man. Like, I hate DLCs. I hate the idea of microtransactions. I've never once, not a single time have I ever done a microtransaction in a game. I've never bought premium currency for anything in like any sort of free-to-play game or anything like that. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just like explaining like my feelings on the thing is like I actually think that it's predatory. It's terrible. I hate it, but if I can make money off of it, I'm gonna do it. So if I make a game, I'm putting the shit out of that in there. Like, I cannot blame them for doing it. I just don't want to support it. Hold on, I gotta actually read your messages here. I'm just rambling. Estimate fully leveling a class could cost 6 times more than previously thought. It would cost between basically $500,000 to max out a single Diablo more. Like, are you saying that to actually max the character, like, you literally have to spend the money, or that's to do it in like a time frame that's feasibly possible to live your life within, like not like 1,000 years of playing? Where they say that it's possible to do everything in the game, but really, actually, it'd take you 1,000 hours to get there. Always saw DLC as short, additional things, expansions. See, DLC are like expansions, but there's no quality control. There's no way for you to gauge whether or not a DLC is going to actually have like meaningful content, or if it's going to, like, here's an example. When Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Episode 2 came out, I bought them, and I want to say they were like $15 or $20. And Gabe Newell at the time was talking about short episodic content that's easy to develop and package, and they can put it out over time, was like where he thought the industry was going to go. And he was not wrong about that. I mean, people were making DLCs and stuff like that to have like a constant stream of cash in their game. But if you look at a game like Stellaris, and they like literally gameplay mechanics in the game are what they sell in the DLCs. And then they'll bill it like, oh yeah, you can play the game with your friends, and if they have the DLCs, it'll share it over in your multiplayer. But then when you actually play the game without the DLCs, it's actually tits, man. It's not good. Or tits, I guess is a good term. It's not. It's the opposite of tits, man. It's not good. I mean, it's actually fun at first, but you'll find that it's the exact same thing over and over. It's savage. It's not made like, it's balanced for all the DLCs. And so the reason I'm saying all that is because there's $500 worth of DLCs for that game. $500. And within them, it's not entirely clear when you're browsing the list what's going to have gameplay mechanics or what's going to literally just be names for ships. You know, and maybe they'll be priced the same too. And it's like, there's no quality control over that is what I'm getting at. It's like a DLC is such a generic term for the fact that you're just paying money to download more content for your game. And so, have I seen Train Simulator DLC? No. But I bet you it's exactly the same. Yeah, it's probably 100% exactly the same. Like, oh, do you want the AM General 200, the 2008 Bullet Train? Yeah, I mean, I'm just making some shit up off the top of my head. I don't actually know the names of anything. No, nothing. I don't know trains at all. But, you know, that's going to be like a $20 DLC pack, and you'll be able to drive the train that has the model. And technically, the content will actually be in your game client. Like, everybody will see those models when you join in the server and play multiplayer, but they won't be able to pick them themselves because they didn't pay the $20 to get that little, like, that stuff just kind of fine. Bro, when I finish my game, right, I'm not going to do that shit to people. When you buy the game, you have the game. And if I make updates, you'll get the updates, and I'm not going to charge it. And if I think that I want to do something, I'm going to charge people, I will be super honest about that, and I'll make it a separate thing. It'll be a expansion pack or something. And it will change the game dramatically, but they'll be independent of each other in a way. I'll figure that shit out. 756 pieces of DLC. Each is $15. Dude, that's too much, man. It's like, at this point, you know, companies are probably like, okay, we can make 10 DLCs a day with AI. Do it. Let's go. I mean, even if less people buy them, it's still going to be a percentage. So for a while, we'll make money. And that's coming, man. I mean, really, AI brain rot shit is already here, and it's gonna really dilute the water. We're gonna have a period of suffering, creative suffering, and I mean, I'm hoping it'll spice up the movie market though, dude, because these movies these days are awful. We've been getting some stinkers out there, man. It's over $9,000 if you wanted to have everything in that game. Yeah, it's absolutely outrageous, dude. Like, you ever heard of Star Trek Online, which is like technically free to play MMO for Star Trek, like official branded Star Trek? Dude, my buddy was playing this last year, and he's like, "Oh, you got to come play this game with me. Everybody's playing this in our chat group." And I'm like, "All right, man. I'll come play." I played it once when it first came out. It was a little bit different back then, but I'll come play it again. So I'm playing the game with him a little bit, and he's like, "Yeah, check this out." And he's like, "Check my ship out." And I'm like, "Cool, dude. It's like cool. You know, it's a ship." He's like, "Yeah, this is the ship from this movie and stuff." I'm like, "Oh yeah, now I recognize that." I'm like, I don't really care that much. But then he's like, "Yeah, I got this from a $600 season pass." It was like $600, like, what do they call them? They're called like generation packs or something like that. It's like a pack of all these different, and they get all these different items in the game, all these different ships. You know, it's like all the stuff from a theme of a movie or something, but it was $600, and it's like still $600. And yeah, dude, and it of course comes with a bunch of game breaking items. So the game is literally pay to win, because with the stuff that he got out of this, he was like, he could take on all of the high level raid stuff by himself. So I could just like chill behind him, and he was doing everything. And I'm like thinking in my head, you know, how fun is this that I'm sitting here doing nothing. My friend's like shooting the ships with his $600 pay to win bullshit, and I'm sitting here doing nothing. I'm trying to play a game and I'm doing nothing. I'm just staring at the screen. I don't want to play a game where I'm just sitting there staring at the screen. I want to click buttons. That's why I like StarCraft, because you click a lot of buttons as fast as you can, and it kind of somehow turns into a game. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna rant about games for another 10 minutes here. But yeah, dude, anyway, needless to say, I'm really passionate about that. I suppose I've forced myself into suffering, but I mean, here's another example of an amazing game with no DLC. I bought Grand Theft Auto Online, like GTA 5, for the PlayStation, and you know, they released updates like heists, and so I'm gonna say like the first update I remember is they came out with heists. So me and my friend were like grinding to make sure we'd have like the most expensive apartment, which you needed to do the heists. And then a heist update comes out, and then we're doing that, and it's like kind of cool and fun. Then like, you know, like cars and others. I can't even think all these updates come out, right? Never, you had to pay for that stuff, right? Well, fast forward like a few years, and they had like all kinds of, like, they had like the clubs or something were just coming out, where like the DJing clubs, right? And I'm like, I really want to play this on my computer because I don't play PlayStation anymore. So I rebought the game. Literally rebought the game on the computer because it's a good game. At probably, it was close to full price. I want to say it was like 50 or 60. And I played on the computer for years. But I never had to pay for a fucking DLC for the game. And like, there's so much new content, so much updated new content in the game available to anybody who purchased it all the way back then. And I don't know. I felt like it was worth buying the extra, and I know it's because they have the shark cards and stuff. They make money out of the game other ways, but still, I mean, there's just so many games out there to play. Dude, Nova missions, I don't think I've ever played those, to be honest with you. I don't think I've played those. I should, you know what, dude? Yeah, I also have not bought any of the stuff in StarCraft, so I'm such a cheap bastard, dude. I don't even have it in my favorite game of all time, practically. I bought Wings of Liberty, the what do you call it? The special box or whatever. I pre-ordered that. They got the $100 version, but I refused to buy a $10 skin or voice pack in StarCraft 2. Fuck that. I'm not doing it. I'm so averse to that. I'm sorry, man. I must be just cheap or something. Speaking of GTA, I'm like halfway through taking out the trash on San Andreas, dude. Ooh. San Andreas Definitive Edition. How do you feel about it? I've never played it. So, for GTA 3, like, that's the generation from that one, I played the crap out of GTA 3, just original GTA 3 on PS2. I played the actual crap out of that. But I never got Vice City. I played it a couple times, like, so I experienced it. Like, I drove the Fabio, the little scooter in Vice City. But San Andreas is another one that I didn't get. And then, like, probably GTA 4 was out when I played it the first time for real. And I kind of acquired my friend's PS2 collection. and it was in there. So I played a lot of it. I don't know if I even beat it, but I at least got to the scene where the big fat guy orders the like 15 number 9s or something. That is so funny. That the whole ordering sequence. I mean, I actually really, the GTA games are pretty fun. I like the goofiness in, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna get GTA 6, man. I don't know if I have it in me to play any more games like that. I think I'm just gonna keep playing the games I always have played. The physics are different, so cars flip all the time. Combat is nearly impossible without cheats, because enemies have 100% accuracy. That sounds like GTA, actually. GTA 3, GTA 4 was like that too. God, man. What did I used to do? What was it? Early days. Okay, early days GTA 5, and I'm talking like before Heist came out. The way that you made money was you random queued missions, and there were like 3 or 4 missions that gave you like the most money every time you ran it, and you would just queue up over and over and redo the same mission over and over. And these fucking enemies in that game had like insane accuracy, so you had to like stand behind a box and like fucking tumble and like shoot while you're tumbling, or like have somebody run in as a sacrifice and then somebody else would be shooting, and the person who runs in as a sacrifice literally has the interaction menu up and is hitting the eat snacks button to heal up while they're moving, because they know they're going to die if you don't have full snacks at the beginning of the mission. You're done. So you got to go rob a couple little Vendy stores or something, you know, get a couple bucks and then go buy some snacks from one of the convenience stores to actually do the missions. I really enjoyed GTA 5. That was a fun game. They fixed the graphic issues for the most part. See, I had heard one of these editions had removed a lot of the original music. And so if you play the new version of the game, you won't really get to experience it the same way as the original versions, because the music, they lost licensing or something for that. Is that the case? I mean, I don't personally remember Grand Theft Auto games at all, like for the licensed music in the game. Like, it literally doesn't bother me at all. 21 songs, that's a lot of songs. The things I always remember about the radio stations in the Grand Theft Auto games is all those funny commercials and the like talk radio, like the hosts in between the songs, like the goofy things they say, or, you know, because like I always feel like, especially when I was younger, I would be like listening for that little news bite that refers to something you did in the game, which is always like, I feel like that's a really good thing if you're a developer of games to do, is like refer back to your player's progress, essentially. Like, that's a funny thing in like Skyrim and stuff. When people see you in time, they're like, oh, it's so and so, and you know, and then they'll make like comments based off of that. They've gotten a lot better with it these days. All right, I gotta turn my music back off, man. I'm telling you what, I can only listen to that song for so long. I feel like actually it might be time I should wind down the show here and head out of here. It's been fun hanging out and chatting with you, Karlak. It does kind of feel weird chatting into a mic while you're typing on the computer, though. 21 songs. Talk radio is the best part by far, yeah. Yeah, bro. Oh, did you drop me the link? Actually, I'm not dying now. You dropped me a link to your bro's channel. I don't want to forget about that. Where is that? Is that in Twitch? Yeah, I wanted to make sure I get in there with the little subscribed. Oh, you only had 23 subscribers right now. Hell yeah, bro. Happy to be number 24. Always like to get in on something good early, you know? Yeah, it is what it is, brother. All right, listen, man, you have a good night. I do appreciate you stopping by. Real cool chatting with you. Hope things go good for you. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you had said that, actually. You were just getting it started back up. You gotta start somewhere, right? Everyone's gonna grind out. I know when I started streaming on here, I only had 34 subscribers, and I think I'm over 100 subscribers now. Hold on, let's check where my YouTube progress is at right now. I need a pulse check. I think I'm at 100 subscribers. 125, 125. That's not a bad number. I could get it higher. I need to do some work. I need to get motivated to actually. I need to get motivated to actually make some actual videos and like do some clips and do shorts or something. You know, like a big problem I had is like whenever I'm streaming and chat's not happening, I'm not like talking as much, and so I'm not going crazy either because I'm like it's after hours and I'm trying to keep it down a little bit. I had someone sleeping in the house, so I feel like that, but like I need to go out into the garage and like stream from the garage, man, because I can go crazy. I have a lot of energy. I've built up nerd energy from all these years being cooped up. When I want to do it, let you know, I'll help for sure. Not sure what that one was in reference to. Sorry, bro. Whenever you want to do it, do it. No homo. No homo. I just saw a funny sketch about no homo the other day. It was cracking me up. I don't know the name of these creators, but I've been seeing them a lot lately. Oh, right on, bro. Yeah, for sure. I will hit you up about that. Yeah, I need to just get motivated. Like that's my problem is I have too many projects. Like I actually do have a really bad habit of like starting stuff and not going all the way to the end. Like it's not necessarily that like I'm like it's too much or anything like that. It's just like I just kind of get to I don't even know how to describe it, dude. Like for instance, I got a truck outside. I got a couple vehicles outside I have to get done. And it's like I can do them. I know how to do it, and I just like cannot be bothered to actually go out and put the actual work in. And just a couple days worth of work and they'll probably be done. And I need to get on top of my shit, man. I need to wrap up my loose ends and get a fresh clean slate going. That's what I need to do. Why not a dev series on my game? I should do that, bro. You want to see what man, I actually am in a quasi state where I still don't have something to show, but okay, so let me tell you where I'm at with this, dude. I have rebuilt the level generator to allow me to travel in like an infinite plane, just like a la Minecraft. And so I was goofing around with some stuff to like generate terrain, quote unquote. And I was looking at like some algorithms and how other people implement it, like Perlin noise and so on and so forth. And then I got turned on to the wave function collapse like craze. And so I implemented wave function collapse and I got my map generating with the algorithm. And I was generating like a 256 tiles by 256 tiles, which is actually that's actually like a massive map. It's like you can only really see like between 20 tiles across, like in the widescreen, and then like maybe 10 or 11 up and down, like around there. That does not make even close. But so I'm trying to generate this map, and it takes like I'm running it for a long time, and I'm like, all right. And I had been working on it for hours and been bugged out for hours, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, okay, actually, it looks like it's working, but it'd been going on for like 4 minutes with no feedback, and so it literally took like 5 minutes to complete. And I just had to sit there really, really patiently and wait for it to complete. And boom, it actually worked. It generated a random map, and I got really excited. And so the last couple days, I've been tweaking it and playing around with different, like essentially, and it's not AI, but essentially like training data for AI. So like the input picture that determines stuff. I've been playing around with different like tile association craps and getting all kinds of weird results, but none of them are like as good as I'd like them to be. And so I'm listening to some of the videos I watched before I started this, and I'm hearing like I was listening to game dev conference GDC, listen to GDC speeches on the very topic. The people are all saying exactly what I was experiencing. They're like, yeah, it's just kind of slow, so you implement it in these places. So what I'm going to be doing, and this is kind of a beautiful thing, is I can just turn right back onto my old level generator, and then I can implement this over top of it and fill in where there's dead spaces with like, and just do like a little like blanket in. And so I'm actually, dude, I'm right on the verge of having something like that's actually going to be fun to play. And so I have the infinite moving levels. I just have to nail how to like generate them as you go. And so I have all the hooks and stuff in place. It's just a little bit of I just have to do a little bit of work. And so unfortunately, until they have that back working, it's not like in a playable state. Like it's just staring at code all the time. And I did try a few times to like start up on stream and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do what I do when I'm coding like on stream. But there is something crazy about like the talking for me. It takes me out of the headspace I need to be in to actually think through these complicated things. Like engaging verbally makes my brain like toss out everything I'm trying to pick through, and I'll just sit there on stream and poke around in code and do like the easy things for like the whole time I'm streaming, and then I'm like, man, I couldn't ever get to the goal that I had in mind, but when I'm not distracted like that, I can come in and like do an army's worth of work in moments because I'm focused and I know where I'm going, and I don't I guess I'm leveraging that part of my brain power, I suppose. And it's the same way with games, man. Like when I was just saying a little bit ago, when I'm chatting, I do not play the games the same way. I'm not very good at them. I end up just going on autopilot. And so if I'm not robust at a game, I won't be able to play it, you know? Like I have some robust like muscle memory for Project Zomboid. So I can at least just like evade zombies, endlessly. But StarCraft, I know my build order. If I'm playing Terran, I'm pretty fine. I can chat and play Terran, but I'm not really, really good unless I'm quiet. I'm focused, like a ninja, I suppose. I just wanted to say I was a ninja, actually. I'm not that cool. I wish I was as cool as a ninja. Do you remember how cool ninjas used to be on the internet, Karlek? Nobody talks about ninjas anymore. Isn't that crazy? I guess you're only cool if you're an Instagram model now. And there's not a lot of ninja Instagram models from my understanding. I haven't seen too much of that. Maybe it is a thing, a niche thing, perhaps. You're cool. Hey, you're cool in my book too, my friend. You're a lot cooler than me, so keep it up, bro. We don't get enough ninja movies. That's the truth. When was the last time we had a good ninja movie? I remember the movie 47 Ronin came out, and this was like 10 years ago or more. And I thought it was going to be a good ninja movie, and then it wasn't. Because it just has a name that sounds like a good ninja movie. Ip Man, though. I mean, that's not a ninja movie, but it is a good martial arts movie. We used to get a ton. Yeah, we did. I feel like Beverly Hills Ninja really messed it up. Oh, dude, Kung Fu Panda. Yes. Old Kung Fu movies are sort of like a legendary niche thing. I don't think that sort of movie would do well today unless it was actually made as a comical meme, like Kung Pao, Enter the Fist, that comedy movie. Unless it was done like that, I'm not sure that could really succeed. I'm not sure if he could build a studio off of modern day Kung Fu. I don't know. I mean, it might actually be possible. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I didn't know this. My brother just told me that there was a World War II Japanese internment camp, which are like camps for Japanese people in America, where they sent people, I guess, like a la not good stuff. But yeah, anyway, that's like a detention center. But there was one like right around the corner from where I used to live at. And we used to hike near it actually. I had no idea it was there. He just found out. Hey, why was he even searching for that stuff, dude? It's crazy. Yeah, Cobra Kai is, from my understanding, pretty hilarious. I never actually got into it, but I loved Karate Kid when I was younger. I enjoyed the remake. I'm not the hugest fan in the world of it, but it was actually, I thought it was pretty good. And I love Jackie Chan, so I feel like Jackie Chan hasn't been doing a lot of movies. It's probably part of it. Like the whole like kind of craze of martial arts actors seems to be dying out down a little bit too. And maybe it has something to do with, the taking off of mixed martial arts, kind of taking the identities away from some of the specific arts by, claiming that there's no value to them, that they're not, as good as MMA. So what's the point of even training them, because MMA is supreme? MMA is supreme for sure in the cage with those rules, but I don't know. I really don't know what it is. And is MMA any different than just training a normal martial art if your goal is just to like be able to physically move your body in those ways and like have some experience, blocking a punch and stuff, and being like having some muscle memory, like if you're not going to be a cage fighter, is MMA better to do than kung fu? Like, that's a good question. I feel like that's true, man. We need a new Bruce Lee. That's for sure. Jackie Chan is like, dude, he's so legend. He like all those stunts that he does, like he's got like circus training or whatever, like crazy good acrobat. So many of the things I thought were actually like stunts, like done in a certain way, were actually just him just being in, like I thought he had like wire work a lot, just him being insanely good with balance and stuff is pretty, it's pretty amazing actually. That guy's an actual legend. He's an old man now, so can't blame him for getting out of the game. Jackie Chan Adventures is a cartoon. What? Hold on. Is this real? What is this? I've never heard of this. This from 2000? I would have watched this probably when I was younger. It was probably on a TV station that I only had cable or basic cable, which was only 4 channels. So I did not have a big selection of TV to watch as a kid. And then when I moved, this is part of the reason why I don't even have a television, When I moved out as an adult, I played the computer. Yeah, I've never even heard of it, dude. Oh, look at that. It was still airing on TV when I was in college. It's crazy. Yeah, so I never watched Dragon Ball Z until as an adult. Like, all right, let me tell you how I ended up watching Dragon Ball. And I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan now, like humongous. I went to martial arts. I was in Kung Fu for 5 years. And I moved out of the town that I was in back to my hometown. And when I moved, I didn't have the internet, so I didn't have a television to watch TV with. So I was like, I'm going to buy a couple DVDs. So I, like on a Friday night or something, I'd drop down by the gas station and I'd buy a $5 DVD from the $5 DVD rack, which was always crap movies, right? So I'm looking there and I'm like, hey, what's this movie Dragon Ball? A lot of my friends watched Dragon Ball when we were growing up, and I've seen like an episode here or there, and it was pretty decent. So this is a live action Dragon Ball. It's going to be good, right? So I watched it. Like, that's actually not a bad movie. I enjoyed that. I actually thought that was pretty good. So, like, fast forward a couple weeks, I'm talking to my buddy, and I'm like, dude, do you ever see that Dragon Ball movie? And he's like, oh, that piece of shit. Dragon Ball movie is a piece of shit. I was like, dude, I don't know, man. I thought it was pretty good. And he's like, what? He got mad at me. He got actually mad at me, dude. He went on a rant like I'm doing right now for a good minute. And he was like, you have to go watch the TV show. So I watched, I binged Dragon Ball Z, 270 freaking episodes. About 80% of them are filler episodes, like, whereas nothing happens for the whole 20 minutes. Dude, it was a movie of all time. I mean, I don't know. If you don't know anything about the Dragon Ball lore at all, if you know literally nothing, which I did not know a thing at all, not anything, it's not too bad, right? It's not too bad as a standalone movie. Like, if that was a movie and it had a different name and the Dragon Ball, like, itself was called something else, so it wasn't like, like it's called Wish Stone or something like that, right? I think people would like it more. I don't know. I don't think it's the worst movie. The acting is okay. The story is kind of okay. But when you compare it to what real Dragon Ball is, the real story of Dragon Ball, it's actually awful. Dragon Ball's got a really good, like a really the kind of story that I think that a lot of like, especially teenage guys can really connect with. You know, like a story about valor and pride, and physical superiority and all that. It's all the stuff that guys think about, really. Cheesy kung fu movie. It wasn't, you know what, dude, honestly, I don't even think it had good fighting scenes, actually. I'm praising this movie. It's a piece of garbage. Hold on, Dragon Ball movie fight scene. I want to see what one of these fight scenes looked like real quick. 'Cause I think it was like 100%. It was like 110%, like stop motion, wire, like slow motion for everything. Okay, there's like a training sequence. They're like a lot of the scenes with his face, they don't show his legs. That's how you know it's like all stunt stuff. Like, yeah.
Are all overrated. Tear them apart with one all over everything I. Nothing.
They're okay. It's like a. It's not even really a fight, so it's actually kind of like a. It's like, you know what, this happens a lot when live action is made out of an anime. A lot of times the fight sequences are so garbage. Like, did you see Full Metal Alchemist, the live action? Did you ever see the cartoon? Considering what they trying to copy, there's no way to do it live action without being off. That's true. Okay, I can see that. Yep. Considering characters are meant to be traveling faster than the light. Yeah. Okay, well that's actually another one of my favorite things about Dragon Ball is every now and then, like especially in Super, every now and then there'll be a scene where like a random bystander's like looking at, he's like, I don't see anything at all. And like all the other characters are standing on the ground next to him, like looking up at like a blank sky with a little speck in it. And somehow it's like, you know that they know exactly what's happening. It's almost like trying to give you the impression that those people can see it like they have binocular eyes. And so it's one of my favorite aspects of that is how like actually outrageous a lot of it is. That's one of the beautiful things about Dragon Ball. Yeah, really enjoyed that series, but I mean also too I'm not like a mega fan in any way. I don't have any like memorabilia or anything like that. You know, no stickers for me, but I did really enjoy it. I watched all of Super and I went back and watched the Kai, which is the remastering of DBZ, the Kai series. It goes all the way up to right before Majin Buu, and it doesn't do Majin Buu, which I did like. I found the actual second half of the original Z series to be kind of boring. Like all the Majin Buu stuff just really drags on, and I was like so happy to finally reach the end of it when it was over. I was like grinding to get it done. Because I wish we got. Oh my god, dude, that's actually. You want to know something fucking funny, dude? That's literally the part about shows I hate the most. It's like whenever a TV show starts to get into too much relationship stuff, or a movie that gets way too much into it, I turn off, man. I'm like, I'm not here to watch like this relationship drama shit. Like, that's not what I'm about. But that's hilarious. Yeah, we do get over the time a little bit more like actually like quite a bit more into the relationship of Vegeta and Bulma in particular. And even Krillin and 18 are shown some, but with Goku and Chi-Chi, it's funny because like they kind of hate each other at the end of Dragon Ball. And then it's like, I don't remember exactly what the last episode's like with them, but then it's like they start Dragon Ball Z and they already have a kid. And it's like, and then it's almost like the entire series is like when the father is escaping from his fatherly duties and just off fighting in the streets. It only shows those scenes. So it's like gives you the impression that Goku spends actually zero time with his family. He literally doesn't care about his family. And it becomes like a running meme. Like whenever you see Chi-Chi, she's like, "Oh, that's just Goku. That's what Goku does." And I've always found that kind of funny. But yeah, you just want to see like a little bit more. You want to see you want to see Goku actually show something more than just his childlike, whatever it is about him. It's like you want to see him be like actually a little bit more serious, especially like in regards to his wife. And he never does. It's like he's literally the most immature character I've ever liked in my life. He's so immature, dude. It's hilarious. It's actually comical. It's what I enjoy about the Goku character, actually. Like Vegeta is super serious and very adult like. Goku is not like him. Goku actually acts like he had a brain injury when he was a kid, which he did. So I guess it kind of makes sense now that I'm thinking about it. But really good series, man. Very cool universe. I think the lore of the world, like all the alien races and how the powers and stuff, like you can call it like powers, how that all works is pretty cool. And I think they did like a lot of fan service and movies and so forth to like really like keep you coming back. Yeah, like dude, every time it's like funny as shit, dude. Every time something happens to Krillin, he like loses his mind, but it's like his entire farm is blowing up and he couldn't give two fucks. It's like it's the funniest. Dude. Yeah, how exactly does that go down? I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember what the moment is. But he loses it and he says something like my Bulma or something like that. Or, like, did you hit my Bulma? And he like freaks out. I forget exactly. I actually don't remember the exact situation scene. I do remember it happened. And then later on, in that same kind of way that every couple would do, Bulma, that's my Bulma. Bulma pulls it back out on him. It says like mocks his voice in like a joking moment and like chides him about it a little bit in front of his friends. And that's the kind of thing you're probably looking for Goku to do with Chi-Chi, and they just never have that. What they have instead is Chi-Chi literally screaming at Goku in every single scene that they're in together, where she's constantly telling him that he needs to do this, needs to do that, being like the helicopter mom type that just tells everybody what to do, like actual like stay-at-home mom stereotyping. And then also too, every penny that he gets, she immediately wants to spend it and save it for the kids' college. It's like actually an extreme like stereotype, probably from that culture, but that's the only way they ever show Chi-Chi. And like I think she was like I didn't really watch Dragon Ball the series actually, but I'm pretty sure she was a main character that had like actually a personality and like moments and stuff. And so, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but bro, what the hell? How's YouTube hiding chat on me? I have to remember when I come on frickin' YouTube to uncheck the top chat button when I'm looking at my YouTube chat. I saw it come through my Streamlabs, but it was actually hiding it from me. I wonder how many messages I've missed over time because of that. Dude, when he says that she's so furious, it's hilarious. He's like, "What? I'm not trying to see your saggy boobs." if I wanted to see that, he's like, if I wanted to see that, oh man, wasn't as much. Yeah, when you say she, referring to Bulma, wasn't in the show that much until towards the end, or both, or okay, you're talking about Chi-Chi and Dragon Ball 1, probably the original Dragon Ball. Yeah, and like I said, I didn't really watch it. I saw a few episodes when I was a kid. I saw I want to say it was like they were probably playing a whole season on the TV before the next season came out or something. Because like I called out of school and my dad dropped me off at my grandparents, and my grandparents had cable. So I was watching cartoon station, and it was like 5, 6 episodes straight came on a Dragon Ball, the original. And I was in school, and I was probably like a teenager or a little bit younger, but it was like about kids and stuff. So I thought it was a really good show. And with this kid with the tail flying around like beating people up and stuff. And of course, I've seen the pictures and I know about all this stuff, but yeah, I just never really like. I'm just not really into kid shows. I just really not interesting to me as an adult to watch a kid show. So if I even stuff I watched as a kid, I've never rewatched it. It's just not interesting to me. What are you doing? I always loved it the most. Wait, what did you love? You watched through you're talking about the original Dragon Ball? Oh man. Oh man, don't say that. Now you're talking me into actually having to watch this thing. If you like it enough that you watch it that much, it has to be somewhat good, right? More than just nostalgia. Like if it was just nostalgia, dude, you'd watch it like maybe a couple times more, but you wouldn't watch it every year. Like I wouldn't say that. There are a few movies and TV shows that I pick up at least once a year. Like I watched the Battlestar Galactica TV show from 2005. I've watched that probably 10 times. I really like that series. My brother recently told me that he was watching it through again. And he was like, dude, it's so good. And I'm like, man, I just watched it a few months ago. I can't watch that again. But yeah, it is good. So I was like, I can't do it, dude. I just watched it. Yeah, nothing's flawless, right? And Dragon Ball was like notoriously had filler episodes that didn't drive any story. And actually a lot of TV was like that. I mean, there's so many TV shows out there that each episode's self-contained and you're not really following a story arc. It's only by like, happenstance that a lot of these sitcoms actually have some seeming story arc, like most sitcoms did not have that sort of thing back in the day. It seems like everybody tries to do it now. Stargate SG-1. My father loved that show. He watched all of it. It was like 10 seasons of it. It was like outrageously long TV series. He watched all of it, and then he watched Atlantis and another Stargate. I have not watched Stargate SG-1. I mean, I've seen episodes of it, of course, but I tried to watch Atlantis. My brother was like, "Oh, dude, my brother was in the army. When he was in the army, he watched the Stargate Atlantis. So he's like, "Oh, bro, you got to watch it. It's so good." So that's on like Amazon Prime a year or two ago. So I'm like trying to watch it. I got to season 2, man, and I just couldn't do it anymore. Never watched season 10. No Richard Dean Anderson. Which character is he? That's the main character, isn't it? No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh my god, he's fat now. That's the general guy. That's right, because okay, Stargate. You ever see Stargate Universe, the series? And this was from like 10 years ago, I guess, at this point. Universe was 2009 to 2011. I watched that when that was coming out. Actually the only Stargate that I've really watched and like was like quote unquote following. It was probably the cheap ripoff, but I really liked the actor who plays the scientist, like sort of like the antagonist in the show, actually. Robert Carlyle. I always like that actor. He's pretty good. Seen some universe. Yeah, it's like it's okay. It's got a, like a I just one of those things, man. Like I caught it when it was coming out, and so new episodes were airing, and people that I like were friends with were watching the show while it was coming out, and so I got into watching the show. I think a lot of times that can happen to somebody. Maybe watch something they don't normally because everybody else is. Like I think a lot of people who got into Game of Thrones got into it that way. They like they had friends that were super nerds that were like, "Bro, I was watching this and you have to check us out. It's too good. It's too good. You have to check it out." And then once everybody's kind of watching it, more people watch it. It's like the I don't know if you want to call it Streisand effect, but it's definitely like the, if you see a whole bunch of people looking at something, you're more inclined to look over there too. Like you want to see, you want to know what everybody else knows that you're not hearing about. So it's almost like a, I think that like sometimes things kind of gets like a feedback loop where the notoriety of something like gives it more notoriety, like feeds back into itself somehow. Somehow I hung out here for an extra hour chatting with you, bro, than I ever meant to. But I have to hop off of here. It's 10:40 now, and I got to get to bed soon. I got to get to bed soon. So, bro, it's been fun hanging out and chatting, man. We got to get on voice chat sometime, bro. Get on voice chat and shoot the shit on stream sometime. Talk about games and shit. Holler at me sometime. Yeah, dude. I actually have a super big problem with that. I have it like I'm the guy who's hard to hang up with, and I find it hard to hang up on people too. You know, I just love chatting. It's so fun. If I get time this weekend, right on, bro. Holler at me. All right, homie. I'm gonna head out of here. I'm gonna let you go. I will get some good sleep. I appreciate you, bro. It was good seeing you, chatting, and I don't know when I'm going to get back on stream. I got on stream because somebody in my Discord asked me when I was going to stream, and I said I would, so I did. That person didn't show up in chat, so I'm going to remember that next time. I'm going to remember that. So I don't know. Maybe I'll come back next week. Maybe not. Maybe I'll do a random stream here and there. Maybe not. Maybe you'll never see me streaming again. That could happen. So if you do come around here and catch this, appreciate you. You take it easy. Take it easy, Karlak. You have a great day, my friend. I'll catch you on the flip side. After I